Hell yeah, let's have some fun.
All right, next topic. We're going to be talking about Shannon Sharpe. Now, before we go into this, I believe, okay, Shannon Sharpe is one of the best content creators right now. I thought it was like crazy that when he left, I mean, actually, I like watching Shannon Sharpe on the Undisputed with Skip Bayless, but I don't agree with why Shannon left because I know it has something to do with Damar Hamlin and how he probably felt that Skip. I don't know. He had some problem with Skip about it though, and I thought it was overblown. But I mean, at the end of the day, they shook hands and went their separate ways. But Shannon Sharpe, I mean, just what he's did with his two podcast channels, YouTube channels, with the Nightcap and also the Shay Shay Club Shay Shay. He's done a phenomenal job, and he's kind of a blueprint for a lot of creators that you want to get in this game. Shannon is showing you how to do it. You don't have to be perfect. And Shannon Sharpe is, I don't watch all his YouTubes, but he definitely goes viral a lot. And so a lot of times you just gotta see how the greats are doing it. And he's only been in this game for a little bit for somebody that was in broadcasting, well, football, of course, but broadcasting and just to go on YouTube because we've seen a lot of musicians and rappers and other famous people get on here and athletes, but none of them can do it like Shannon.
I say this about Shannon before you roll into the clip. And I'm specifically talking to black folks when I say this, who complain about the way they're treated in the workplace and they try to tie it to racism all the time. Shannon Sharpe is the classic example of go where you're celebrated.
Yeah.
If everybody hates you and is as racist and disrespect you as much as you say they do, Shannon Sharpe is the perfect example of you already have the tools and the resources to be great on your own.
Yeah.
I'll start there. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I know, I think the final straw for them was I think Skip said something disrespectful about Shannon's career. And in my
Yeah.
opinion, Shannon Sharpe is, to me, is the greatest tight end to ever play the game. You
Yeah.
could probably throw Gronk and a few other people up there
Yeah. Tony
too, but
Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez for sure. But he's in the top three at least.
Yeah.
And I believe he has 3 Super Bowl rings. And he's
Yeah.
been all pro. He's done it all. Like, and hell, even Sterling Sharp is one of the GOATs. So he comes from a GOAT culture.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, I think Skip says something to him. And this is just my personal thoughts. I think Shannon was to the point where, do I slap this dude? Do I reach across this table and choke this dude? Or do I just say, you know what, I'm gonna just keep it moving and
Yeah.
go do my own thing? And I think that's what he did. And he bet on himself and he won.
Yeah. And just real quick on that, I actually their banter is why I watched it. Like when Skip left first take, I mean, first take was just a mess for a while with the whole Kellerman arc. It was just a mess for a while. It still kind of is a mess, but yeah, when Shannon came over and Skip, him and Skip made it work. So it's unfortunate, but everything's gotta go have to do something different, I guess.
As long as ESPN continues to let the left leaners get their things off on the air and not the right ones to keep.
I'm extremely embarrassed that a very, very private, intimate situation, the audio can be heard. And I'm extremely disappointed in myself. Uh, 2 minutes, 5 minutes before I came on, phone rings. It's Cat Williams. What's up? The first thing out of his mouth, guess what he said, Ocho?
Oh, wow.
You ain't gay today?
Oh man. Look, full disclosure, I never thought Shannon was, playing on the other side. I never once thought, even though he had that one viral picture when he got out of his car he had the man purse and a jogging suit or whatever. Like I never thought he was. I mean, I just thought Shannon, yeah, it's kind of weird, but I never thought he was. It's just weird that they brought this up in the conversation, and it was funny, but they kept talking about it, which was really weird, though.
Yeah, I never dwell too much, and I watch Nightcap a lot, and he talks about his sexual exploits and past experiences a lot.
Mhm.
I never questioned his sexuality, quite frankly, because I didn't care. But I do know that it was affecting him, that so many others were. And a part of being a man is being who you authentically were created to be and
Mhm.
not caring what other people think about it. So when I see men like act like that about certain things, it's odd to me. I'm gonna take the Cameron approach. Cameron had a really good take on this. He thought a lot of it was staged. And I'm starting to wonder that myself, and I'm gonna tell you why. I
Mhm.
was talking with my wife earlier about this. And while we were having this conversation, I kid you not, I swear my phone is listening to my conversation.
Oh man.
I get on Facebook, and the very first thing I see is an ad for Viagra, and who's pushing it? Shannon Sharpe.
Oh man.
So
Seriously?
yeah, this was in my Facebook timeline. So I'm like, man,
He,
this seems a little too convenient. And he does talk about the blue diamonds quite a bit in the
oh
Nightcap
wow.
podcast. He did mention that to people that think this is staged. I almost lost sponsors. ESPN had to do a review. Okay, first of all, if ESPN has to do a review between two consenting adults doing what they doing in the bedroom, and they let
Hey,
him go for that, he would have been able to sue them and
hey,
come up
hold
big time.
up. Are we
Yeah,
gonna
this
talk
wasn't
about Paul
anything he
Pierce?
voluntarily wanted to share.
Hey,
That's number one.
hold on, hold
Number
on. Are we gonna talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
Paul Pierce?
Oh, Paul Pierce was spoken. Paul Pierce was spoken blunts with
If
allegedly
if it's
women who
legal,
killed themselves.
it had to be
What is
legal,
it?
right?
Is it? What state is Paul Pierce in? I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
if he okay, let's say he was in a legal state, maybe it was in California or something. But I think Paul Pierce. I mean, if I compare this to what Shannon did, but Paul Pierce was nothing. Shannon, Shannon was this dude was. I don't know if he was a clapping cheeks because it sounds he was doing something and all that grunting. That's like, man. And people, when I was watching reviews on it, because I was like, I might have looked this crap up, and people were just cracking up, laughing, and I'm like, I'm laughing too. But I was like, all right, are we done? Are we done? And I mean, look, it was only like 20 seconds, but still, like,
I see. I don't look at Paul Pierce and Shannon Sharp the same for a couple of reasons. Number one, Shannon Sharp has a much bigger platform. It can generate much more revenue.
yeah,
Number two, Paul Pierce, and I got a lot of respect for Paul Pierce's game. I think he's underrated and
yeah,
probably doesn't get the respect he deserves. But Paul Pierce is a brand risk. And the reason why I'm saying that is I've seen videos of him. I think him and Kevin Garnett were doing an event together, and DraftKings was the sponsor. And I think they caught him saying some wild stuff about DraftKings
yeah.
at a DraftKings event. It may
Well,
not have been DraftKings, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
it was definitely recorded, and KG was like, "Hey, you know we're recording, right?" Like,
You can't mess up the brand, bro. Like if that's the way you're gonna roll, cool. But just know you're gonna sever your it's like in the Bible say, whoever give you money is your master.
yeah,
Whoever you
yeah,
owe money to or whoever gives you money to is your master. So when you accept the sponsorship, you got to take on that risk of not messing up their brand
yeah,
while building up your own. And Paul Pierce doesn't seem to recognize stuff like that. So that's what I would say to him.
yeah,
But I think I don't. I'm halfway between the this was natural and this was staged. Shannon Sharp did mention that he's never went live on Instagram before and it just happened. I say be thankful. It could have been a lot worse. First of all, the identity of the woman, he could have said her first and last name. He only said
yeah,
her first name. Michelle is a common name. And number two, sound like he was going in. I mean, she was reacting. It would have been even worse if he with this lady and he clapping them cheeks and she ain't making no noise. She's
yeah,
clearly not interested. That would have been a whole lot worse. And I would have made way more jokes about that if that was the case. So
yeah,
count it as a win. And if old girl is mad at you, she can just go back to being old girl because all we know is her first name.
yeah, yeah. It's man, it's a wild world. And going back to Shannon about the whole if he's on a rainbow, at some point, like I'll just say for Drake. Drake don't care about nobody. He don't care how y'all feel about him. He don't care if he not like us, but y'all care. I mean, not you, but they care if Kamala's like us. But um, this thing is so crazy. Like you could have so much money, so much admiration towards you, Hall of Famer. just killing the game on YouTube, and the folks that are in the comments, or the people that have no platform, or no profile in their no profile pic, they keep you up at night. That's just so wild to me. Like, this dude's just this stream alone. I want to say they said he had over 100,000 people in the live stream. The only person that I've ever seen with over 100,000 a live stream is Kai Cenat. That's it. That is the only one. And Kai Cenat is a gamer, a gaming streamer, or I don't know what he does actually. I just see him playing games, but Kai Cenat is he does a lot of streaming. He gets a lot of crowds, but he's the only one. Well, I guess there's another person. I think it was that Ninja dude, Ninja streamer is what he goes by.
I'll take your word for it. You tapped in with that stuff more than I am.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the people I see doing the most are people that are gaming folks, or people that are doing like crazy entertainment. Not Shannon, or people like Shannon, like 100,000 a live stream. I mean, he got paid. YouTube is just giving him.
So basically, he just did the exact same thing that these OnlyFans chicks be doing. He took clapping cheeks and turned it into making money.
Yeah, he pulled the
He basically did the exact same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and people got in there, and I think they were trying to. You know what was for me that was like, all right, this is staged. Is that Chad was like disappointed by it? I'm like, well, was the whole thing? Did you see the episode where Shannon was scolding Chad about being late?
Yeah, I heard bits and pieces of it, but not the whole thing.
I didn't even believe that one, because I was like, why would you guys air that business out on the platform? And then, like, what, not even 2 days later, you get Instagram gate. It's like, come on, there's something. I mean, if people are going to believe it, or
controversy equals clicks equals money. If people want to see, oh snap, Unc got an Ocho about being late, let me check that out. Now you got more viewers. You got more clicks.
Yeah. And then everybody's talking about it. We're talking about it. So, yeah, I mean, he this other thing too with Shannon is that he's feeding a lot of people too. Because I'm not saying it was a slow news week, but he definitely is giving people some content to definitely take a look at and react to. But I mean, I don't know if he's getting paid off of it more. I mean, I will never say he can have too much money, but hey, let Shannon. I mean, let him cook.
Yeah, no doubt.
Keep
clapping cheeks.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen. Come on, cat.
And this is.
Yo, what's up?
All right, we're not gonna do that. All right, so yeah. Shannon is he a wild boy, but it's how it is. Hey, so all right,
he's rich and he's single. It is what it is, man. He
gonna okay. And this is the other thing with Shannon that some people may know if you followed him, or I mean, obviously he's a workout warrior, but he got both his hips replaced. So, and Shannon's in his 50s, or his 50s or 60s or something.
He got to be in his 50s.
Yeah, 50s. Still clapping cheeks, still in the weight room.
Yeah,
like whatever the excuse is. Hey, don't want to hear it, because getting both your hips replaced and he can still move like that. I think he did some squats or something where he was trying to test out his hips or whatever. But I mean, apparently they work.
He clapping cheeks while the average age of erectile dysfunction continues to drop year after year. So it might be a little bit of saltiness in the comments too.
Yeah. I
go get you a Michelle. Stop worrying about what Shay is doing.
The funny thing about the whole Michelle thing, and I'm only laughing because I know why people were saying it, but that's the thing. You know what they say about the Michelle thing? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Break it down for me.
They call Michelle Mike, a lot of times.
Oh,
so they were talking about Big Mike. I'm like, man, I mean, I understand why, you don't read the comments or you try not to listen to them, but I mean, they was going too far though on that one though. But I mean, it was still laughing. I was still laughing about it. So,
man, I just hope if in my 50s I'm still going like that. That's my takeaway from that.
Hey, you ain't lying about that. All right, we're